If you think of all the government scandals and cover-ups, which one comes to your mind first? I'm just going to assume that what came to your mind first is the Watergate Scandal. Now, you probably have a basic idea of what occurred during the scandal, and a pretty good idea of the outcome. However, there are many more parts to the scandal than the average person would probably know. On June 17th, 1972, 5 men were arrested when they broke into the Democratic National Committee headquarters in the Watergate office building in Washington, attempting to plant electronic surveillance devices. It was then discovered that one of the 5 men was James McCord, who was a security contractor who worked for Nixon's campaign to get reelected. What followed was the Watergate scandal's unraveling. Luckily for historians, President Nixon recorded all of the conversations in the Oval Office, so now we know quite a bit of the behind-the-scenes of the scandal. We don't have everything, but I'll get to that later. At first, the public wasn't very interested in the Watergate break-in, and the White House dismissed it and said it was just a third-rate burglary attempt. However, Bob Woodward and Carl Bernstein were a duo which did lots of work to reveal the Watergate cover-up with aid from an anonymous source known as Deep Throat. They were able to link the break-in to the Nixon administration by following a money trail. However, this did not stop Nixon from getting reelected, and he managed to win a landslide, losing only Massachusetts and the District of Columbia. The judge on the Watergate break-in hearings was John Spiracy, and the hearings saw everyone except Liddy and McCord plead guilty, and they would be convicted later. But while the scandal could have ended there, Spiracy told the criminals that if they spoke frankly to the jury, they could get a reduced sentence. This broke the case wide open, and all of a sudden, there were links to the Nixon administration popping up every day. After some time, it was demanded that Nixon turn over the tapes which he had been collecting. Nixon said that he would not, but after he was ordered to by Spiracy, he offered to give them summaries of the recording. This was not accepted, so in response, Nixon ordered the special prosecutor to be fired, but the Attorney General and the Deputy Attorney General both resigned in what was known as the Saturday Night Massacre. However, with more and more public protest, Nixon was forced to hand over the 9 tapes, but only 7 of the 9 were handed over, and one of them had an 18.5-minute gap in it, which was deemed to be impossible to be accidental. Then was the tapes showing that he was involved with the cover-up from the start. His last bit of support in Congress evaporated, and then facing impeachment, Nixon announced his resignation, becoming the first president to do so. His vice president, Gerald Ford, came into office and gave Nixon an official pardon for all of the crimes which he was accused of. This caused the new president's approval rating to drop drastically. Now, you may remember me mentioning that one of the tapes which were handed over had a gap in them. Well, it's true. We most likely will never know what was on that 18.5 minutes of recording, as those who heard it are now all dead. It remains as one of the great mysteries of history. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I'll leave further research which you can do in the description, as I did not go very in depth with this video. If there are any errors which were made, then please point them out to me in the comments of this video, as I'm still trying to improve the quality of these videos. Thank you for watching and have a good day.